Then the verification procedure, very important. Even senators who were not enthusiastic about arms control treaties approached, I'm sure, the chairman and me last December the 5th, said, what happens now? There are no American boots on the ground. We're out of there. What about that? We've counted on this for years, that we had American boots on the ground, that our verification worked. I'll make just one personal point about this. On the wall of my conference room, we have a chart in which the Department of Defense has contributed data each month for the last 15 years. At the start, 13,300 nuclear warheads on missiles aimed at the United States, 13,300. And a testimony that any one of those would have obliterated my entire city of Indianapolis, leveled it, gone, everybody dead. That's impressive to Hoosiers. I hope it's impressive to the other 49 states. And by and large, they've supported anything that I could do to make certain that one by one, those missiles left, or rather the warheads left the missiles. We worked with the Russians to destroy the missiles, destroy the silos in which the missiles were located. Every vestige of this, even the roots and branches and finally planted daisies or whatever else it is, in many fields in Siberia or wherever we have them, is critically important. Now, there may be Americans who have not gone through the arms control talks who don't realize what one nuclear weapon can do. There were 13,300 of them. Now, there are still, by some counts, as many as 5,000, not all deployed, but we have some distance to go. Now, December 5 comes, no boots on the ground, no treaty, and some have always said, well, you can't trust the Russians. We don't want to deal with the Russians. We even have some members who have said, we shouldn't knock out the very first of our weapons. We need every one of them. We ought to be building more. Now, I don't agree with that philosophy. I understand that's a possible way of going about this world. But I would say that as a counter-argument, during one trip that I was privileged to have with Russians, they become especially friendly and decided that they would like for me to go up to a base where they had the so-called Typhoon submarines. Now, the Typhoons were popularized by Tom Clancy in The Hunt for Red October. They were remarkable submarines that went up and down our eastern coast, whether we knew about it or not, for the better part of a generation. Each one of them had reportedly 200 nuclear missiles. A chip shot into New York, Philadelphia, any other place they wanted to shoot all that time. We may not have known about it. We do now. We did then. I have a picture in the office that Russians took of me standing in front of a Typhoon, which was the first time our intelligence had seen a Typhoon at that stage. And yet their agreement was that they wanted us to help them destroy the Typhoons. It's taken 10 years to get through 3 of the 6. They are very complex situations. But to leave 3 of the 6 still out there is unthinkable. So if I become dogmatic or emotional about it, it's from some experience of seeing what could hit us and the need to have boots on the ground in terms of verification. So we want to make sure we all know what the verification is and why it's at this particular level. And you've done your best thus far.